Hi, today we'll be looking at, I think pretty obvious, portable USB lights. When I say looking, I actually mean testing, of like numbers and measuring devices. And unlike the small USB lamps that I tested previously, all of these are flexible. And in theory, this should be great if you plan on reading or writing, as you can aim the focused beam. But being so small could be problematic, as the books can greatly vary in size. The focus lights might be in trouble when trying to illuminate a larger one. It's not exactly rocket science that the further the light is away, the less illumination you're getting. Well, YouTube is full of shills, misinformation, and useless guides that make credulous viewers spend their hard-earned money on things that might not even work. These Canon G7X Mark II videos are a prime example. The camera lacks an audio port, but some big brain saw that there's another hole. And before you know it, there are countless guides on how to connect a microphone. Problem is, it cannot work, as it's not wired like that. If only they tested, or used logic.
This is the audio quality with the microphone attachment. The microphone has not been attached to my camera throughout this whole video until now.
But if you come closer to the microphone, it does sound a little bit different. Just like light illuminates more when it's closer. But back to our lights. The purpose of this video is to test if they fulfill the illumination requirements to be used as a task light. If you should get the small one or the big one. If you should order and wait for a brand name product or the cheapest generic will do. In my light meter video, I talked about the 300-500 lux requirement, the problem of bad or insufficient lighting that negatively impacts you, or how even in a brightly lit room, you're probably not having enough. Check it out, and if you're enjoying my reviews, like and comment. So yeah, pretty much I'm using that light meter as well as this highly sophisticated testing apparatus. Pretty much it's a sheet of copy paper placed vertically and horizontally with a grid drawn on top so I can measure and map out the results. Let's start with these small ones in the dark. Again, you want 300 to 500 lux for your eyes and brains to be happy. Both the high-ranking ones were purchased locally here in Ukraine, one in a cheap supermarket, ATB, and the other in Aurora dollar store. As for the least performing one, it was from one of the million dropshippers. Ironically, the local ones are now on sale, and I don't have to wait a month or two for shipping either. So I went out and got 2 more, just to see how consistent they are. Testing the light output showed significant variability. This was also true with the bigger round ones. Specimen A performance was even worse than the small ones, while the other actually achieved the recommended values, even in a pitch dark room. And you guessed it, I went out and got more. This time they were consistently bad. But if you were tasked to find the worst one possible, the black long one probably takes the crown. Low output, bad quality control, and an inflated price, for which I could literally buy a dozen of these small ones at my local store, or both of the brand name ones. Name is Alex Crane, by the way, hence Crane Reviews. Crane Reviews, Alex Crane. I never know when to introduce myself in these. Many of them are there to warn you about the crappy products that you shouldn't be buying. They take a lot of time and effort to make. Don't bring any money and scare off sponsors and free product opportunities. God forbid someone actually does those. So if you're shopping on Amazon or AliExpress, please use my affiliate links or consider donating so I can expand the testing and start doing teardowns, as these videos might save you from more than just a bad purchase. And as they said, the tests were conducted in darkness, so it can remove extra variables. And while technically measuring at an equal distance would be more accurate, but since no one will ever be using it like this,
Much later.
But since no one will ever be using it like this, I asked around how people would use these on the go, in bomb shelters for example. That's how I ended up with this setup. This dumbbell piece played an important role in the testing, as these big round ones are top heavy, making it very hard or close to impossible to use with a power brick or power bank. Yeah, you can buy an adapter or a light that just works, like this one from Opple, a big publicly traded light manufacturer. You should blindly trust just because something is from a brand. Like I showed in my previous video. Even a century-old company has some bad apples, especially if you are sensitive to PVM. And yeah, one of these small lights had in fact these issues. Thankfully, Opple and ZMI didn't, and for some reason only these two shared a warm color temperature, while the rest are cold. The black long one is outright off the charts and not comfy to use. Opple provides enough light to go even solo in pitch darkness. But if you want something smaller or to have more control, check out ZMI. They're the only light in this review that has multiple modes, going from very faint to very bright. The warm color temperature makes it nice and cozy without stressing your eyes. And actually, it doesn't even cost much more, especially when on sale. In theory, there's even an official store on Amazon, but availability is rather inconsistent. You could try finding one from a dropshipper or just shop on AliExpress. To make sure you are always within or above the recommended values, use mode 4 and 5. as our eyes adapt too fast and can't really tell that there is insufficient illumination. Even these 6 powerful LEDs are not enough, especially if you're not strategically placing yourself around a light source. I will be reviewing more different lights and kinds of lights, so like and subscribe not to miss. Alex Rain signing out.